Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me again today for another card making tutorial, and we're going to do something really super quick and easy today. Lots of white space and just some very simple stamping and not a dimensional insight. So this is what we're doing today. I wonder if anyone can actually guess which stamp sets those flowers come from. The sentiment is from this lovely set called Happy Thoughts. This is one of our $1 million sales stamp sets from Jackie Bohis. So that's there, that's in the January to June mini catalogue. Lots and lots of great sentiments in here, but of course we're always after some thank you cards as demonstrators to send out to all our lovely customers, so this will be one of those. So that's where the sentiment came from. So I wonder if you know where that flower comes from. So it is actually from Springtime Joy. Okay, so I think people will see this and think, oh, Easter, and Easter's gone and all that kind of stuff, but I wanted to see if I could get some more use out of it by using some of these lovely little images. So I've used this lovely little ditzy flower for this particular card. I'm going to switch it out for this sort of tulip design, do something similar, another thank you card, but using the this stamp instead. So how do I get those in a nice pretty row like that? We use our Stamparatus tool, that's what we do. Okay, so this piece of cardstock is a little smaller than my usual card layout. I took it down by ½ inch, so it's 3.5 by 5.25. Just almost dropped that straight in my tea there. That's how big that is. Okay, and I'm going to bring in the Stamparatus tool. So if you've not seen this before, this is a stamp positioning tool. Sorry, it's going to reflect my light on there, but hopefully that's not too distracting. So it's sort of a 7 by 7 grid here. It comes it will come with a basic foam mat, which is perfectly adequate for the job, but I've actually substituted mine for one of the deluxe mats, which has got this wipe clean grid on it, and you can get grid paper to fit it as well, so you can protect that surface as well. So what we're going to do is use the hinge technique. So this will allow me to press down my stamps repeatedly into the same place. So if you're doing batch card making, you can do that. Stamp, replace card, stamp, replace card, etc, etc. Okay, but we're going to use this feature on the hinges because the plate can move up and down that hinge to create this sort of row of images. Okay, so I've got mine in this orientation. This is how I feel comfortable using it as a left-hander. And sorry, I just thought there was a bit of ink on there, but it's not. So that's what we're doing today, and rather than starting in the first position, I'm actually going to notch it down one. So I've got room to, so I want to do a central one and then go up and then down for the others. Okay, so it comes with two very strong magnets. You know, the Ghostbusters, yeah, they don't cross the streams. Yeah, you don't want to cross the streams on those magnets. Okay, so keep them as far away from each other as you possibly can, because they are very strong. Okay, so that magnet will keep the cardstock in position, because we're going to be lifting it up, and sometimes the moisture of the ink can make the card lift a little bit. So I'm just eyeballing this. I am not measuring it at all. I haven't planned in terms of this particular image. This is live, doing it right now, and if it's wonky, it's going to stay wonky. Okay, but we've lined it up on the grid on our mat, I think, mostly. It's roughly in the centre, up and sort of widthways, but kind of high up on the card, and I'm picking it up with my plate just one notch down on the hinge there. I've hidden my Memento ink, so let's just get that out. So we're using Memento because I want to colour this image with my stamping blends, so just going to do that. Some Memento ink over the top, and this is basically acting as my acrylic block, and I can stamp that down and in position, and if I really want to, I can actually re-ink that and lay another layer over the top and make it a really nice deep black image. Okay, we want to put our next one to the left there, so we're going to move that plate up a notch, re-ink the stamp, and because we did the other one twice, we'll do this one twice. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you would never be able to eyeball that, even with a photopolymer stamp. That would be difficult to do. So now we've done this one, we need to go and do this side. So if we jump one, that takes us back to that position. We jump again, it'll take us to here. And then apply some ink, press, and we'll do it again just to keep it consistent, like so. Could of course do the sentiment while we're here. Oh, what's the worst that can happen? It'll go a little bit wonky because I haven't planned to do this. So let's wipe that clean with a chamois. The sentiment stamp I have has quite a straight bottom edge to it. So if I just twizzle this round just for a moment without knocking my microphone, I'm just going to eyeball that to be around there. And then I'm going to just look at the lines on my grid on this plate here and just see how straight that is. So I can actually take it off and look at that. They don't far off, you know. Should we risk it for a biscuit? I reckon. So, of course, this will allow us to double stamp this and make it nice and crisp as well. There we are. Really nice deep black image, and it looks straight, guys. So that was good. Completely changing my plan halfway through there. The stamping chamois, my well-loved stamping chamois, is really brilliant for cleaning off stamps that are on your Stamparatus tool, just like that. That's just damp in there. So if I was to be using different colours or whatever, I could just but want to keep it in position, I can do that really easily with the stamping chamois. So that's another great tip there. So these magnets are going to stay really far apart on there. Might be a bit wonky, but not wonky enough for me to be stressed about it. So like I say, these are magnets, you don't want them to come into contact with each other, and they have a little space at the bottom of the tool to keep them in place, and it folds away like so. You actually get another plate with this, but you can't put two on at the same time and have it closed. You can use it with two, but when you store it, you just need to have one in place there. So that's the Stamparatus tool. Fantastic bit of kit. Fantastic. Okay, so I hope that was okay and clear. Really, I just love that tool. I just love it. So we're going to do some colouring, and we're going to use our Stamp and Blend markers because that's amazing to do. Just putting in some of the dark granny apple green in there, in the bottom of that flower, and we'll just add the light over the top, going over those edges just to blend it out. These are double-ended alcohol-based markers, which is why we needed to stamp the image in a water-based ink, so that the line art would not bleed. Okay, so I'll just do that, and we're going to do our little tulips in pink. So I'm going to bring in the light melon mambo marker, and I'm just going to put in just a little bit of shade into this little centre portion here. Light melon mambo, and then I'm going to use my pair of Flirty Flamingo markers. I think I'll use the bullet tip for that one. So this is the dark colour, just going in around there. Because these are small images, I'm just going for it. If you're blending large portions at a time, you would want to do each area individually. And then we'll bring in our light marker and blend that out some more. The edges there. So this is probably the most time-consuming part, just getting those coloured. You can add some wink to these if you want. Wink of Stella glitter pen, just to add a bit of sparkle too. So those look beautiful. Bit of wink. Just be careful of your line art with the Wink of Stella. This is water based, so just go careful and you'll be alright. And there's our little tulips, all little coloured in. Okay, and that is the front of the card really. What I am teaming this up with is the Hydrangea Hill Designer Series paper. This is actually Rococo Rose, but as you know that is a retiring colour. But I just thought it would just tie in with the rest of the design. That was the same with the other sample. The flowers there were coloured with the balmy blue markers with just a hint of navy in the middle. But I kept the granny apple green for the foliage, and then there's the backing paper on that is probably Seaside Spray actually, which is another one of our retiring colours. Okay, so just a bit of seal, just a completely flat, very simple card. That you could quite easily make multiples of using the Stamparatus tool. Even though we've got the hinge thing going on, it's still a very, very simple thing to replicate. Okay, hope you've liked that. Okay, really, really super simple. Okay, all the products are going to be linked in the description bar below. Hope you've enjoyed that. Please do like and subscribe if it's your first time here, and share this video with anybody who you may think it will be interested. Thanks ever so much everybody. Take care, stay safe out there. Bye.